Good evening, my name is Amber Scott and I'm here with Lab 4. We're going to do the comparison between oatmeal and rice tonight. Okay, both the oatmeals with the instant have cooked and they have sat for 1 minute after they were done to allow the water to work. So as you can see, the one that we made with the hot water it hasn't really increased in size at all. It's about the same. There might have been a tiny amount of improvements. So it looks really, really dry, like the water didn't absorb too well at all. It looks like it's probably going to be coarse, but let's see how it tastes. That's pretty bland. The flavor is bland. The texture it's very soggy. It definitely would not be my preferred method of cooking. It definitely needs flavor. So the other one became more oatmeal-like, or what we would consider oatmeal to be like. It has a creamy texture. You can still see the oats in it, but it does have that overall creamy oatmeal look to it. This one's much warmer. It is very, very creamy. You still have the bite of the grains in it, but for the most part it does have the creamy, somewhat chunky taste of oatmeal. Of the two, I would definitely say that the microwave cooked yielded the best results. Okay, so with the second part of the first part of the lab, we had the old-fashioned oats that were cooked both with the microwave and with the stovetop method. Unlike the stovetop method with the first one, these oats were actually cooked on the stovetop in the pot. You can see that, again, just like the boiling water last time, the oats are they look dry, they look crumbly, they don't look very appetizing at all unless you were going to make granola out of them. I would not want to eat oatmeal like that. The old-fashioned oats that were cooked in the microwave, again, you can see that they have a creamy consistency that's very familiar with oatmeal. So these do look a lot more appetizing than the other ones. So let's go ahead and try these first. This is the oatmeal made with old-fashioned oats in the microwave. Okay, so while it does have a bland flavor to it, you can feel its stickiness. It has a nutty flavor, and it's chewy, so it's not mushy like it was with the instant oatmeal that was made in the microwave. This has a much better texture as far as mouthfeel is concerned. This one, just moving it around, it feels like it's soggy cereal. So this one has more of a nutty taste to it. It's not as bland as the microwave cooked oats. The texture is dry. You would definitely need to add some more liquid to this to make it palatable. But other than that, the taste is much better, despite the dryness. Adding some milk to this would make it a lot better. But that is the end of part 1 of this lab. We're going to move on to part 2, making the rice. So for the first rice that we cooked during the second part of this lab is the long grain white rice. This was made on the stove. When I got done cooking it, it saw that about 1 cup of dry rice led to about 2.5 cups of the actual prepared product. So it looks, it doesn't look sticky at all. Looks nice and fluffy. Nice white and fluffy. So let's go ahead and taste this. So the rice is chewy. It's nice and warm. It does have the bland taste, but it's not sticky. It's not overcooked. It's pretty perfect when it comes to rice. So we have the last 2 rices cooked and prepared. The first one that we're going to evaluate is the instant rice, the instant white rice. Just looking at it, it looks a lot wetter than the previous white rice, the long grain white rice that we cooked. So let's go ahead and taste it. It definitely does have a wetter taste to it. The taste itself is bland. It's kind of mushy in your mouth. It's not as firm as the last rice that we had. So for the brown rice, it does appear to be a lot fluffier, not as dense as the instant rice. So the brown rice, it's more firm. It has a nutty taste to it, and it soaked up the water really well, so it doesn't have that wet feel to it. Other than that, that concludes Lab 2, or the second half of Lab 4. I want to thank you for joining me, and we'll see what next week has in store.